Hey there. If you're getting ready for the TOEFL and worried about pronunciation, this video is for you. Pronunciation can make or break your speaking score. And today I'm going to give you a 30-day plan to improve it step by step. Why does pronunciation matter? Well, clear pronunciation helps the examiner understand you easily. It also shows that you're confident, fluent, and capable of communicating effectively in an academic setting. If your pronunciation is unclear, even if you have strong ideas, it can lower your score. So let's make sure that doesn't happen with this 30-day plan. In the first 10 days of your practice, we're going to focus on vowel and consonant sounds. This is the foundation of clear pronunciation. A lot of TOEFL test takers struggle with certain sounds that just don't exist in their native language. For example, let's look at two very similar words, ship, S-H-I-P, and sheep, S-H-E-E-P. These can be tricky for some learners because they involve a difference between short and long vowel sounds. Can you hear the difference? Let's break that down today. Our first exercise is minimal pairs practice. Now, what are minimal pairs? Simply put, they are words that differ by just one sound. For example, bit versus beat. These small changes in sound can change the whole meaning of a word. To practice, find a list of minimal pairs, say each word out loud, and focus on how the sounds differ. An extra tip, record yourself while you do this. Then compare your recording with a native speaker's pronunciation. It's a great way to identify areas where you can improve. Next up, we have exercise 2, record and compare. Here's what you'll do. Find an audio clip of a native speaker or use a text-to-speech tool. Then read the same sentence or word aloud and record yourself. Afterward, compare the two recordings. Focus on the sounds you might need to improve. Now, here's the final tip. Don't worry about trying to sound exactly like a native speaker. That's not the goal. The goal is to be understood clearly. Focus on making the sounds as clear as possible so that whoever listens to you can understand what you're saying, even if it's not perfect. All right, now that we've worked on vowel and consonant sounds, let's talk about something that challenges a lot of learners, consonant clusters. These are groups of consonants that appear together in a word, like in street or 12th or campsite. Often learners drop one of the consonants or add an extra vowel to make pronunciation easier. Have you ever said campsite as campusite? That's totally normal. But today, let's try to clean up those clusters for clearer pronunciation. For our first exercise, we're going to break down the clusters. Take a word like street and pronounce each consonant separately. Street. Say it slowly and clearly. Then start speeding up until it sounds more natural. Street, 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 street. Give it a try. It might feel a little silly at first, but it's effective. Breaking down helps your mouth adjust to the combination of sounds. Exercise 2 is about going slow and steady. Start off slowly, exaggerating the sound. For example, try saying 12th, 12th, then gradually speed up while keeping the sound clear. This practice will help you maintain accuracy even at a normal speaking speed. And for a fun twist, try practicing with tongue twisters. They're a great way to challenge yourself with difficult clusters. Try saying, she sells seashells by the seashore. It's tricky, but it's a great workout for your pronunciation. Remember, the goal isn't to rush through these. Take your time, stay patient, and focus on getting each sound just right. Now let's dive into something that really makes your English sound natural. Stress patterns. Stress patterns help speech flow smoothly and make it more understandable. But if you stress the wrong syllable, it can make words hard to recognize. For example, if you say university as university instead of university, it might confuse the listener. Let's start with multi-syllable words. Practice saying words like university or economic, emphasizing the bold syllable. Say them out loud a few times and then check your pronunciation with an online dictionary. You can even use online tools to hear the correct stress. Try this exercise right now. Pause the video, say the words, and listen carefully to where the stress falls. When you come back, we'll try something new. All right, let's move on to sentence stress. In English, we tend to emphasize content words like nouns, verbs, and adjectives, while function words like the and in and of are softer. Take this sentence. I want to go to the store. Notice how want, go, and store stand out, while the other words are a little quieter. Try practicing with a metronome or tapping your hand to create rhythm. It might sound a little musical, but it really helps. Now that we've covered stress patterns, let's focus on intonation and rhythm. These help you sound more natural and can change the meaning of what you say. Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice. In questions like, are you going to the store? Your voice rises at the end. But in statements like, I went to the store, your voice falls. Try practicing both to hear the difference. Then there's rhythm, which is the flow of your speech. Instead of saying each word separately, like I went to the store, connect them. I went to the store. Try to let the words flow together smoothly. A great way to practice this is shadowing. Listen to native speakers in TED Talks, audiobooks, or news broadcasts, and try to copy their intonation and rhythm. Even if it feels a little mimicry, it's an effective way to improve. We've covered vowel and consonant sounds, consonant clusters, stress patterns, intonation, and rhythm. Now it's time to put it all together with real TOEFL speaking task practice. This is where all your hard work pays off. To really improve your TOEFL speaking score, it's essential to practice in a way that mirrors the actual test. Let's start with a simple but effective exercise, simulating real TOEFL speaking tasks. Find sample TOEFL prompts online. There are plenty of free resources. Set a timer and record yourself responding to the prompt. Remember to stay within the time limits, just like on test day. When you listen back, pay attention to your stress patterns, intonation, and how clearly you're pronouncing those tricky sounds. For example, if the prompt is describe a memorable event in your life and explain why it was significant, you'll have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to respond. Try to organize your answer quickly and focus on sounding clear and natural. If the pressure of a timer makes you nervous, that's okay. It's actually a great way to get used to speaking under pressure. Set a timer and practice responding to random questions. Even 5 minutes a day will make a difference. Finally, listen to high-scoring TOEFL responses online. Pay attention to the pace, intonation, and stress patterns. Try to analyze why they sound effective and apply those techniques in your own practice. Even with practice, some mistakes can lower your pronunciation score. So let's go over the big mistakes that learners often make. Mistake one is over-exaggerating pronunciation. Some learners try too hard to mimic a native accent and end up sounding unnatural. Instead, focus on clarity and stress patterns rather than trying to sound American or British. Mistake two is ignoring stress and intonation. A monotone voice makes it hard for listeners to follow. Use natural rises and falls in speech. Mistake three, speaking too fast. Many test takers rush due to nerves, which can lead to slurred words and unclear pronunciation. Instead, speak at a moderate pace with natural pauses. Improvement happens over time, so track your progress to stay motivated. Record yourself every 7 days answering the same TOEFL question. Compare it to your earlier recordings. Do you sound clear? Tip here is to keep a pronunciation journal with notes on words or sounds you struggle with. Pronunciation is a skill. The more you practice, the better you get. And I'll leave you with a couple final tips. First tip is speak slowly and clearly. It's better to be understood than to speak quickly and lose clarity. Second, focus on the message. Don't get obsessed with sounding perfect. Just aim to communicate effectively. And the final tip is to stay relaxed and confident. The TOEFL test environment can be stressful. Take a deep breath, smile while speaking, and focus on delivering a clear response. Small daily improvements will add up over time. Stick with your 30-day plan. You now have the tools to improve your TOEFL pronunciation in just 30 days. With daily practice, you'll gain confidence and sound clearer in your TOEFL speaking responses. If you found this useful, like, subscribe, and share your progress in the comments. Happy studying.